Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Again! Oh my god, I'm sorry. I have to wear this blanket because it's really cold, but mom just told me that I look like a poop emoji, so now I'm gonna laugh the whole time. But our house guest of the day is Teresa Lyons. Teresa, thanks for putting up with all this crap. Poop emoji. We really appreciate your support, and if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so when we left off yesterday, there was a very interesting conversation going on between Cindy and Bruno. They were discussing the state of the six. So Cindy was really pumping up Demetres and Ika. She was like, yeah, I really trust them. They've been working super hard to get the target off of you and Kevin with the other side of the house. And Bruno's like, yeah, I noticed that. He got like no votes in the slot vote, right? So then Cindy was trying to explain why Ika keeps getting upset with Netta. There is definitely a rift there. And she's like, we all have our own targets. That's what's great about this alliance. We should all respect who, you know, everybody else is going after. Whoever wins HOH, they get to decide who the nominees are going to be. But Netta gets pissed when they're not the same targets as hers. So she's like, everybody else is fine with people having different targets except for Netta. So there's definitely been some animosity brewing between Cindy and Netta as well. Alright, so then the six met in the HOH room without Netta. Oh shit, I would be shaking in my boots because you know you're in trouble when your alliance starts meeting without you. And of course they could be all like, oh, well everybody else was already in the room and it would have been so obvious if we went to get you. Alright, so Ika and Demetres were airing their grievances and they're like, we've been sticking our necks out for this alliance, but it's all feeling very one-sided, okay? They are saying that they've been working that other side to get the targets off of Bruno and Kevin. I don't know if that's 100% true. Didn't we just talk about yesterday how Ika was telling Dre to put up Kevin and Bruno if she wins HOH? Yeah, but anyway, Ika and Demetres are like, we've gotten rid of people who weren't coming after us for the alliance, namely Dallas and Cass. Like, we didn't have to do that, but we did it for you guys. And then, meanwhile, you're leaving people in here who would come after us. Dylan, Emily, and Jackie. You won't even put them up on the block. So Bruno's like, well, we've got full control right now. We have the numbers. As long as it's only one of you guys going up on the block, it's all good. So that's nice and all, but then Ika's like, but you said that you can't, you're having a hard time convincing Dylan to do that, so are you really doing anything? Like, is that even true? So then Ika's like, when did Jackie become such an important member of your life? Oh, snap! And Bruno's like, I don't give an F about Jackie. And Kevin's like, yeah, I don't give an F about her either. Whatever, we can get rid of her. Alright, so it's just funny how quickly things change like that. But then they were talking about how the next HOH competition might be a knockout. And Demetres is like, poor Ika's going into this thing with 3 people going after her. It's going to be like 3 versus 1. And he's implying that nobody else is really going to try in the competition. And Ika's like, are you guys even going to try to win HOH? And Kevin and Bruno are like, yes. We have heard them talk about how they are totally for throwing competitions. They kind of want like Emily or Dylan or Jackie to win so that they can go after Ika and Demetres, or put up like Dre and Ika. So yeah, I don't know how honest they're being there, but also Bruno keeps saying like, oh, my birthday's this week and it'd be so great to win HOH. Maybe they're changing their tune now, hearing all this stuff, and they're like, whoa, we're not as safe in our group as we thought we were. So Ika, throughout the conversation, was raising her voice a bit. She's like, why aren't you at least targeting Jackie? Like, how does she help your game? Why are you not going after her? And then Bruno and Kevin are just like, well, we didn't know that you guys felt this way. Like, I'm really glad that you're voicing all this stuff now. This is not a one-sided alliance. So Kevin's like, yeah, we can all target Jackie now. That's all good, yeah. You notice how they still will not touch Emily and Dylan? They're like, yeah, we'll take out Jackie, whatever. She's late to the party. So Cindy's like, yeah, and Jackie's been going around calling Netta, Bruno, and Kevin the 3-headed monster. And then, of course, Kevin and Bruno are like, oh, yeah, we can definitely get rid of her then. So just to cap things off here, Bruno's like, I'm glad that you guys brought all this up. I'm going to continue to work on Dylan. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so not long after, they got the HOH camera. Put on your smiles, even though y'all hate each other. So they had a good time with that. And then after they finished up with it, a few minutes later, this mysterious alarm starts going off and the feed's cut. Ooh, what? So it sounds like they got some sort of video message from Cass, and it had all these little details that they were trying to remember. Everybody's assuming this is for the next HOH competition. I think that's a safe assumption. So then, anyway, back to the game. Cindy and Netta are in the storage room, and Cindy tells her about the meeting that she missed. So that would have been pretty bad if nobody told her, and then she just, like, found out one day. So Cindy is doing a really good job of, like, being nice to everyone, and, like, just, I feel like she's just being nice to everyone and telling them what they want to hear, but I think people are starting to realize that's what she's doing. But anyway, Cindy is trying to explain Ika's perspective to Netta. So she's like, yeah, Ika said she has 3 people who are openly after her, and she doesn't understand why we're not targeting them. So Netta's like, well, Jackie, Emily, and what's-his-face, and yes, she said what's-his-face, meaning Dylan, all want Dre gone. They're not actually going after Ika, even if they would nominate her. So then, you know, they're talking about who everyone would put up. I think Cindy said that she would put up Jackie and Karen if she won HOH, and Netta was just like, why would you do that? Like, that, what does that do for our alliance? Bleh. So, like, she kept saying, oh, yeah, I get it, whenever Cindy would make a point, but then she would, like, sneakily go and try to push her own point again. So, like, Netta was asking what the consensus was after this meeting, and Cindy's like, well, people didn't really change their minds that much. They didn't really change who they were going after. Jackie's definitely a lot more on their radars now, but, you know, she's saying it was good that they put some stuff out there, so it's not just like this tension that nobody will talk about. So then Netta is still pushing her stuff, and she's like, yeah, do we really want to go after Jackie though? Like, William is so much more likely to win competitions, and Jackie has said that she's not going after Ika. She wants Ika around because she's explosive and she's going to screw herself over. And also, Jackie wants Dre to go so that she can have William all to herself. Alright, so let's talk about Gary. Let's check in with Gary. He was packing last night. He was wearing all black. At one point, he was even wearing a black veil. It's storming right now. The sky is crying for Gary. So he was talking to Ika, and he was like, how is Dre better for Dimitri's game than me? Like, he doesn't understand it. So Ika's like, I don't think it's even a game thing. He sees that he's got 2 friends up on the block, and she says that it seems like Dimitri's has a stronger friend connection with Dre because she's always hanging out with them. And Gary's like, well, I'm not going to just, like, fake hang out with him for the next day to get his vote. That's not me. And Ika's like, I know. So then Gary is pretty much resigned to the fact that he's going home, and he's like, I just want to be done. I don't even want to be in sequester. I just want to go home. And he says that he feels dumb for being so loyal and for putting so much trust in Dimitri's. He keeps bringing up how in the first week he was totally on board to keep Dimitri's, whereas Dre was kind of like flip-flopping back and forth. So that's what he's going with. So Karen comes in. She's very upset that Gary is leaving, of course, and she's like, I hope this twist F's everyone over. Yeah. Alright, so then the feeds were in and out throughout the night for more video messages. I think they got like 8 total or something. That's what Kevin said, I thought. So they were getting messages from Cass, Dallas, and Mark, and, you know, everybody was studying throughout the night because they were thinking this is for the HOH competition. So, a little while later, Netta was chatting with Emily and Dylan, and she's making sure that they know all the info from the videos. I think she was getting a little bit pissed off that they weren't taking it more seriously and, like, hardcore studying, so she was trying to go over it with them. And then they were talking about how mean Ika is being. There was an incident when Gary and Ika were in the bedroom while he was packing, and, like, Emily came in, and she was, like, messing with her clothes or something. And Ika was just like, Gary, let's go talk in another room where people won't keep barging in, or something like that. And Emily was like, do you just want me to leave? And Ika was like, yes. Okay, so she was talking about that, and Netta was like, yeah, she didn't learn from season 2. Like, her attitude is going to be a problem for her again. So then Dylan was like, if I win HOH, How does it sound if I nominate Ika and Dimitri's? And Netta says, yeah, F it, just do it. Oh my god, there's a major storm brewing between Ika and Netta. It's like Clash of the Titans. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then Ika and Dimitri's had some alone time last night. They were discussing the vote, and Dimitri's is like, forget the alliance right now. What is the better move for us? Keeping Dre or keeping Gary? So they're going through the pros and cons, and they decide Dre is more loyal, but she sucks at competitions. Ika will not let it go that Dre could not come up with a 5-letter word in that last POV. She was like, her life was on the line. It seemed like she didn't even care. Like, really? You can't come up with a 5-letter word? So she's pretty pissed about that. They're also like, well, Gary would always be a bigger target in front of us. It's always good to have people around like that. And Gary is going after Netta. Dre would probably target Bruno / Kevin before she goes after Netta. But then they're like, you know what? Netta is safe until jury anyway, so it pretty much evens out. But then Ika's thinking, Dre would never probably try to be close again with Jackie, Emily, and Dylan, and she likes that because she wants to keep Dre to herself. But Gary would probably befriend them and be cool with them. That makes her uncomfortable. Also, Dimitri's brings up that they might lose Will if Dre leaves, and that they can't lose 2 votes in 1 week. That would really suck for them. So it seems like they're pretty much set on Gary going. Oh no! So then last night, Netta and Kevin were having a strategy chat, and Netta was like, you know what? It's not going to be long until Ika flips on us and works with William, Dre, and Karen. Like, those are her people. It's very clear that she enjoys spending time with them. She's going to want to work with them. And Kevin's like, yeah, I know. It really sucks. He says he really does want to work with her. And he really does want to win HOH tomorrow and show Ika that he's loyal. Does he want to win, though? I think he definitely did not want to before. But after that meeting with the 6, maybe he's second-guessing that. But Netta's like, no matter what, even if you do win HOH, Ika's still going to be pissed at you if you don't put up exactly who she wants. And then she's saying that Ika has had a thing against Kevin and Bruno since the beginning of this game. So she's like really throwing Ika and Dimitri's under the bus here. And she's like, honestly, once Dre and William are gone, I wouldn't mind Ika leaving. There's been a lot of in the past day. Alright, so this morning, Dimitri's and Gary were in the storage room, and Dimitri's lets Gary know that he's voting him out. So he's like, it's a numbers thing. This is honestly such a hard thing for me to do here. You're one of the toughest people to vote out other than Ika. And Gary's like, well, you don't have to do this, Dimitri's. You freaking told me 100% on the couch. When we were sitting on the couch, 100%. And he storms out of the storage room. Woo! Alright, so the rest of the morning there was lots of studying going on. The feeds went down pretty early to get ready for the live show. So the eviction is tonight. According to Arissa's tweets, it will be either Gary or Dre leaving tonight, so I don't think there's any funny business where, you know, Dimitri's can vote for somebody else. But I'm wondering, will there be any final twists for Backwards Week? Are they going to pull a fast one and be like, whoever was voted to be evicted is actually safe? Like, you never know. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who are you rooting for the next HOH? And until tomorrow, much love.